6 months had changed everything. The old galactic order was crumbling as smaller species declared independence from the major empires. Many had requested human protection and technology in exchange for alliance agreements. Ambassador Tony Clark entered the bridge, carrying the latest diplomatic reports. Admiral, we have received formal requests for membership in the Galactic Cooperation Council from 15 more species this week. Any opposition from their former rulers? The Zephyrian Empire tried to blockade the Altair system to prevent the
I'm
Altarians
probably
from
gonna
joining us.
only get on here and
Sent
play
Captain Morrison with a single ship to escort their delegation. The Zephyrian fleet withdrew without firing a shot. Admiral Hayes smiled. The demonstration of human capabilities 6 months ago had made most species very cautious about such confrontation. Word had spread that humans possessed technology that made them nearly invincible. Admiral, Dr. Nina Ross called from her science station.
So they're gonna give a free campaign.
He is requesting a private meeting before the summit begins.
Watch it be dog shit, trust me.
Alpha in 1 hour.
Watch it be utter dog shit. They're not gonna give anything that's gonna be worth crap. And as it is, this game is dying.
The stress
Like,
of watching
it's
his empire
suffering
slowly break
bad.
apart had aged him greatly. Several of the former subject species had declared independence and joined the human-led coalition. Admiral Hayes, the Chancellor said as he entered the room,
Just
"We
did
need to
another
discuss the future."
13
Of course, Chancellor, please
minutes.
sit down. My empire is falling apart.
Boosted one
Every
round.
week another species declares independence. My military commanders want to use force to stop them, but I know
I've
that
got
would
reload
bring
build.
human
You only get
Admiral Hayes
22
nodded.
at the lowest.
We have made it clear that we will protect any species that seeks independence and requests our
But
help.
if you're trying to
Why are you doing this? What do you gain from destroying the established order?
so
We are not
if you're trying to
we are offering
yeah,
every species the chance to choose
you-
their own path. Some choose to
yeah,
remain with
you
their current
can
governments, others choose
if you
independence.
full reload,
We
you're just
support whatever
shotgunning.
decision they make. Chancellor Mordeth looked tired and defeated. No, that is not entirely true. Your technology and protection make independence very attractive. You are changing the balance of power in the galaxy.
There's two fucking
Yes, we
videos
are.
here.
The
One's
question
scary,
is whether you will adapt to the new reality or continue to resist it. What choice do I have?
Yeah,
Fight. A war I cannot win? Watch my empire collapse completely? Admiral Hayes leaned forward. You have a third choice, Chancellor. Join us.
10
Transform the Zephyrian Empire into the Zephyrian Republic. Give your people the same freedoms we offer
If
to
he puts on a
everyone else.
commander to make them go
Become
for
partners with your former subjects
Well, if they
instead of
go, if
rulers
they
over
put,
them. And if I refuse,
yeah, that's
then
what's
you
it.
will watch as more species leave your empire and join our coalition. Eventually, you will rule over empty space. Chancellor Mordeth was quiet for several minutes. Finally, he spoke. What guarantees do I have that humans will not simply replace the old empires with a new one? The same guarantee every species has. We have no interest in ruling over anyone. We want partners, not subjects. Then why do you have the most powerful military in the galaxy?
Oh my gosh,
Admiral
dude.
Hayes smiled.
I just chunked
Because
that
peace
combo
requires strength, Chancellor.
while hitting a
We
turret.
learned that lesson from studying your civilizations. The strong do what they will, and the weak suffer what?
That's why I said your best bet is to, so you can get a 22-second reload with very accurate guns. So put on the accuracy
The
commander
galaxy protects itself.
for the
There are one
French,
species among many in the galactic
and then put a bunch of, have Cunningham on there, and then put everything else
Chancellor
on there.
Mordeth stood and walked to the viewport. Outside, he could see ships
Oh,
and
give
species
me,
that had once
give
been
me
part of
a
his
second.
empire. They were here as equals, not as subjects.
I need to look at.
Admiral, I have a proposal.
Did you
I am
Let me
listening.
get out of
The
here.
Zephyrian Empire will join your council, but I want guarantees.
Seriously?
Protection for my people. Economic assistance for our colonies. Technology sharing agreements.
No, our Shima
Those can
just
be
launched.
arranged. What else?
Our Claver launched all of
I
it.
am as leader of my people, but
Yeah, it was our
as an
Shima.
elected president,
Our
not
Shima
as a
launched
supreme ruler.
all those.
Admiral
and
Hayes extended his
still
hand.
didn't hit the fucking dude.
Welcome to the Galactic Cooperation Council, President Mordeth. 2 hours later, the summit began in the main conference hall of the Endeavor. Representatives from dozens of species filled the room. Admiral Hayes stood at the podium and looked out at the assembled delegates. friends and colleagues 6 months ago.
Broadside bomber shatters if they went a little lower.
We came not as conquerors, but as partners. We offered cooperation instead of domination. We promised protection for the weak and freedom for the oppressed. The audience listened in complete silence. Today we take the next step. The Galactic Cooperation Council.
When we get out of here, I'll tell you how to build them.
Every species that wishes to join us is welcome, regardless of size, technology, or military power. We believe that cooperation is stronger than conquest, that diversity is more valuable than uniformity, and that freedom is more important than control.
52, you did.
Ambassador Tony Clark stepped forward. The Council's first act will be to establish trade agreements that benefit all members equally. No species.
Yeah, when you've got nose in or stern tanking freaking ships,
we will share our technology freely with any species that medical advances, agricultural improvements, energy solutions, and transportation systems will be available to all council members. What about security? Asked Ambassador Silbeck of the Hegemony Alliance, who had also decided to join the council. Admiral Hayes answered, the council will maintain a joint defense force. Any attack on one member will be considered an attack on all members.
Temper.
Protect each other. And if a species chooses not to join the council, then they remain free to govern themselves as they see fit. We will not force anyone to join us. But we will
I made the Japanese surrender on my ship. You're gonna frickin'
choose to do so.
surrender to me,
For 3
bomber.
days. By the end, the Galactic Cooperation Council had 53 member species.
I know.
Trade agreements were signed, defense pacts were established, technology sharing protocols were implemented.
Where was the
As the
Wisconsin when
delegates
all that shit was
prepared
going on?
to return to their homeworlds, Admiral Hayes
I
stood
think it
working
was
as
back in
the
repair because it had taken
The
damage.
galaxy looked deserted, but everything had changed.
じゃあおじさんは
The
昼
age
寝
of empires was ending. The age of cooperation was beginning. Admiral, Dr. Nina Ross said as she joined him at the viewport. Do you think it will work? It has to work.
Oh,
We spent 50 years.
well, yeah.
preparing
If
for
you're
this
talking about the
moment.
Korean
We
artillery
studied every
placement, yes,
civilization,
that's where it's over
learned from their mistakes, and planned for every possibility. This is humanity's gift to the galaxy. And if someone tries to stop
Nah,
us,
Vietnam. So
Admiral Hayes smiled.
mighty.
Then they
So
will learn why we spent so long watching and preparing. We did not reveal ourselves
so
until we were
Missouri,
ready for
you
anything.
had the surrender of the
Outside the viewport, ships from dozens of species departed for their homeworlds, carrying news of the new galactic order. The galaxy would never be the same, and humanity
Yup.
had made sure of that.
Palmer is getting bullied by a freaking.
Captain Jake Morrison stood
Bye,
at the front of the USS Defiant, watching the stars through the main window. The ship
So
had been traveling through
each
space,
one of the ships had their own
exploring
thing.
new
Like
worlds, and looking for signs of alien
Mighty
life.
Mo was because they got the
So far,
temper
they
from
had
the
found
island
nothing but
and
empty
are
planets and
deleting
dead
the
rocks
mountain
floating in
on
the darkness.
Korea.
Captain, we're getting something strange on the long-range sensors,
Yeah,
said Lieutenant Commander
Mighty
Lisa
Mo
Cook from her station.
was the one that
She was the
they
ship's
wasn't it the one that was
communications
surrendered.
officer, a smart woman who could speak 12 different languages. It looks like a message being sent
Yeah,
across the
so
entire
that was what was
galaxy.
special about that one.
Jake walked over to her
Iowa.
station. What kind
The
of
only thing
message?
the only thing that's special about Iowa
It's using a
is
signal
that
pattern
it's during Desert
It took me
Storm.
a few minutes to figure it out. The bridge was quiet except for the
Freaking
song.
Admiral,
Jake looked around
or
at
no,
the
it was
screen.
some
There were only 43 people
general
aboard the
from
Defiant.
the, I
All of
forget
them volunteers
which
who had left Earth to explore
it
the
was,
They had been traveling for 2 years,
watched
visiting empty worlds
the
and
Iowa
mapping new star
broadside
systems.
shoot and said, I want one of
This was
those.
the first time they had
Did I seriously
intelligent life existed in the
ricochet
galaxy.
16-inch
Got it,
shells
Lisa said
on a
suddenly.
Janan?
The signal is coming from a point about 50 light years away. It's definitely artificial, and it's being broadcast on
No.
every frequency it hits.
That no.
Someone really wants this message
What
to be heard.
bullshit am I
Can you
seeing?
translate? Working on it now. The computer is trying to match the patterns to new languages. Lisa's fingers moved quickly across her control panel. This is going to take a while. The signal is incredibly complex. Dr. Kevin Hayes, the chief science officer, looked up from his station. Captain, I know a massive energy signal is coming from the same location as the signal.
Heavy bullshit
Whatever
going
is
on.
sending this message has technology
Yeah,
they were alone in the universe.
New Jersey
Now,
had two
they had their
nicknames. It
answer,
had,
and it might not
it had
be.
Story About Deleting an Island,
How long until you can
and then it's
translate
Black
the
Dragon,
message,
which
Lisa?
it actually was
Maybe an
considered
hour,
to have the heaviest broadside
The computer
of
is
all of
learning
the
the language
empires.
pattern, but it's unlike anything in our database. Jake sat down in his captain's chair. All hands, this is the captain. Detected what appears to be
Okay,
an alien
which ship do
transmission.
we went to trade
All
now?
senior officers report to the bridge immediately.
Let's jump down
Within
and find
minutes,
that
the
cup.
bridge was crowded with the Defiance key
Do we want to make
personnel.
people cry?
Chief Engineer Bob Taylor stood next to Security Chief Maria Santos. Medical Officer Dr.
No,
Henry Clark
Misty,
looked
that's
worried,
cheap.
while Navigator Tom
Can you
Wilson checked his
super
instruments
fast?
twice to make sure they were far enough away from the signal source.
That
Captain, Lisa called
was
me. I think
so
I've got
close.
something.
Sammy, go to your
Computer was
room,
managed.
and you'll stay in your
Translate part
room.
of the message. You're not going to like this. He pressed a button and alien voices filled the bridge. The computer's translation system turned their words into English, but the mechanical voice could not hide the cold arrogance in the original message. People of the galaxy, we are the Zephyrian Empire. We are the masters of war. We have conquered 12 star systems and destroyed anyone who opposed us. We have weapons that can crack planets in half. We have ships that can travel faster than light itself. No species in the galaxy can match our power. The bridge was silent. Everyone stared at the speakers as the message continued. We offer you one choice. Submit to our rule or be destroyed.
Submit.
Those who surrender will become our slaves. Those who resist will become dust.
Chung
We have
Shu.
defeated the Corellian Republic. We have crushed the Nexus Federation. We have burned the worlds of the Stellar Alliance. No one can stand against
You're
us.
gonna have to get the,
Jake's
if
hands
you're trying to go
gripped
for
the
the
arms of his
dance, you're
chair.
gonna have to get the,
This was exactly what humanity had feared might happen when they started exploring space. They had found aliens, and these aliens were conquerors. There's more, Captain, Lisa said quietly. The alien voice continued.
Dead strike.
We know there are still free worlds in the galaxy. We know you are listening. We are coming for you. In 1 year, our fleets will begin the final conquest. Every world, every system, every species will bow before the Zephyrian
Can't use them
Empire.
anything else, am I right? If we're using our torpedoes, we're in really fucked up positions, am I right?
The message ended, leaving the bridge in complete silence. Dr. Hayes was the first to speak. Captain, based on the energy readings, they're telling the truth about their technology. These aliens have power sources that make our best reactors look like campfires. How many ships do you think they have? Asked Maria Santos.
You've got shells.
Hard to say, but the signal suggests a massive fleet. Hundreds of ships, maybe thousands. Jake stood up and walked to the main window again. Somewhere out there, an
Streams
alien
now. It's
empire was
Waza.
preparing to conquer the galaxy, and humanity didn't even know they existed. So, can you trace the signal back to its source?
That's a Wasa
Already
too.
working on
Also,
it, Captain. The signal originated from a system about
Playing against
47
Wasa
light years
guys.
from here. But Captain, there's something else. The message wasn't just sent to empty space. It was directed at specific points in the galaxy. They know what the inhabited worlds are. Do they know about Earth? Lisa checked her readings. I don't think so. Not yet. But if they're planning to conquer
6 shell
the
hits
entire
on that,
galaxy, they'll find us eventually. Jake made a decision that would change
for doing that.
Tom, set course for Earth. Maximum speed. Sir,
Yeah, he
that will
shot
take
at you
us 8
funny,
months
too.
going at full speed. Then we better get started. Lisa, prepare a full report on everything we've learned. Include the complete alien message
I've
and
still
all
got a
sensor
fire
data.
on that frickin'.
Captain, Dr. Clark said quietly, are we really going to war with these aliens? Jake looked at his crew. They were explorers, not soldiers, but they were the only humans who knew about the threat coming toward Earth. We're going to warn our people. What happens after that isn't up to us. The USS Defiant turned toward home, carrying news that would change humanity forever. Behind them, somewhere in the darkness of space, the Zephyrian Empire prepared for their
Fire on
final
them.
conquest. They believed they were the masters of the world.
He's aggravated because he's getting fire spammed by 2. Oh, dude, double fire.
USS
Look at the
Defiant
double
reached
fire
Earth
on
with
him.
their warning. The Zephyrian fleet appeared at the edge of human space. They came like a storm of metal and fire. 300 ships moving together in perfect formation. Their hulls gleamed, silver in the light of distant stars, and their weapons bristled like the
I
spines
took
of
most
some
of the
deadly
health
creature.
from that DD.
Colonel Amy Fisher stood on the command deck of Orbital Station Alpha, watching the alien
Well,
fleet through
dude,
her
I was
telescopes.
playing with I
This
forget
was
who.
a
I think it
farming
was
colony with only 50,000 people.
it was Black yesterday, and right off the bat, like I get in my Yami just for shits and giggles, and like literally the dude just goes flat broadside, sits there and just eats fucking a broadside smack to the self and just death strike instantaneous. No, it was my Louisiana.
From the communications console. Put it on the
And he was trying to get toward.
The face that appeared was like nothing
Don't
Amy
know.
had ever seen. The alien had gray
I don't
skin,
either.
4 eyes, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. When it spoke, the computer translated its words into English. Humans of New Dakota.
Well,
I am Admiral xHARDCORPSx of the Zetherian Empire. We have come to claim this world for our empire. You have seen what we did to the Carillion worlds. You know we destroyed the Nexus Federation. We offer you the same choice we offered them. Surrender now and your people will live as our slaves. Resist, and we will turn your world into ash. Amy looked at her small
I'm trying to
group.
freaking assist
They
and
were
stuff.
farmers.
Did that freaking set 46 get killed by a bear? What the?
This is Colonel
Dude,
Amy
that's
Fisher, commander of New Dakota.
that's
We
embarrassing.
need time to consider your terms.
Full
The
health
alien laughed,
46
a sound like
doesn't
breaking
even do
glass.
half.
Very well. You have 72 hours. After that, we attack. The screen went dark.
Yeah.
Amy turned to her people. You heard them.
Well,
We have 3 days. Colonel, said Dr. Paul Green. the
Yeah,
station
Ohio's in the
scientist.
center.
We can't
I
fight them.
don't know
Look at
where.
those ships. They could
I don't
destroy
know
us
where
in
Vampire
minutes.
went.
Amy nodded. You're right. We can't fight
he's
them,
pretty
but
bad.
maybe someone else can.
I'm not gonna
She
push back
turned to
in.
Sergeant Jackson. Send a message to Earth Command. Tell them the aliens are here. Tell them we need help. Yes, ma'am. How long should I say we can hold out?
Either that's
Tell
a
them we'll buy them as much
Hindenburg.
time as we can.
Is the Hindenburg way over there on
Admiral
the
Ben
backside of
Carter
freaking?
stood on
Oh
the bridge
wow.
of the USS Retribution.
Okay.
The ship was huge,
There's a
over
second
2 miles
one.
long and bristling with weapons. It was the most powerful warship humanity had ever built,
We just
designed
lost
using
our
lessons
last.
learned from 1,000 years of human warfare.
Vampire
Admiral,
came all the
we
way
just
over.
received Colonel Fisher's message, said his communications officer, Lieutenant Sarah Kim. The aliens have reached New Dakota. Ben looked at the star map on his screen. New Dakota was 12 days away at maximum speed. How long do we have?
So Stalin.
The aliens gave them 72 hours to
There's
surrender.
Ohio.
That's not enough time. Captain Rick, Stone, Ben's second in command, stepped forward. Sir, even if we could get there in time, it's one ship against 300.
That hit like a truck.
Ben smiled grimly. Rick, those aliens think they know about war. They've conquered species that fight with honor and follow rules. They've never fought humans before. The USS Retribution began moving toward New Dakota, its massive engines pushing it through space faster than any ship had ever traveled before. Back on New Dakota, Amy Fisher was not sitting idle. She had
So
sent evacuation
I wish
ships
I
to
can
carry
go there
women
and deal
and
with the boss.
children to safety,
PD.
but many colonists refused to leave. They had built homes on this world, raised families, planted crops. They would not abandon everything without a fight. Colonel, the aliens are moving closer to the planet, reported Corporal Lisa Webb from the sensor station. They're scanning our defenses. Amy looked at her handful of weapons. The orbital station had 2
Oh,
missile
dude,
launchers
shoot
and
that!
some
Oh
defensive
my god.
planes. Against 300 alien warships, it was like throwing rocks at a mountain. Ma'am, we're getting another transmission, said Sergeant Jackson. This time, Admiral Kextar looked amused. We have studied your little station. Your weapons are pathetic. Your defenses are weak. Why do you delay the inevitable? Amy stared back at the alien commander. Because we're human. We don't quit. Your species interests me, Kextar said. Most races beg for mercy by now. They offer us tribute, promise to serve us faithfully. You offer nothing. That's right, we offer nothing because we owe you nothing. Kextar's 4 eyes narrowed. When your 72 hours are over, human, I will show you what happens to species that refuse our generosity. Amy cut the transmission. Around her, the station's crew worked to prepare what defenses they could. They moved ammunition, checked weapon systems, and tried not to think about the massive fleet surrounding them. On the planet below, the colonists were also preparing. Farmer Jack Miller loaded his hunting rifle and kissed his
I'm
wife
still
goodbye.
spotted because the frickin'
Teacher Mary
DD.
Stone helped evacuate school children while her husband prepared the emergency shelters.
I'm
Store
happy to
owner
play
Dan
shit.
Clark handed out supplies to anyone who needed them. They were not soldiers. They were ordinary people facing an enemy beyond their
they're being
imagination.
stupid.
But they were human, and they would not surrender. As the 72 hours ticked away, Amy Fisher stood at her post and watched the alien fleet. Somewhere in space, she knew the USS Retribution was racing toward them. She didn't know if it would arrive in time. She didn't know if one human ship could defeat 300 alien vessels. But she knew one thing for certain. The aliens called themselves Masters of War. They were about to learn what that really meant. The countdown continued. In 18 hours, the battle for New Dakota would begin, and the galaxy would discover whether humanity deserved to survive. The 72 hours ended at exactly New Dakota time. Colonel Amy Fisher stood on her command deck, watching the Zephyrian fleet move into attack formation. The alien ships spread out like a net, surrounding the small human colony. Colonel, incoming transmission, said Sergeant Pete Jackson. Admiral Kegstar appeared on the screen, his 4 eyes gleaming with satisfaction. Your time is over, human. What is your answer? Amy looked at her crew, then back at the alien commander. Our answer is no. We will not surrender.
Alright.
Kegstar's mouth twisted into what might have been a
I'm
smile.
here, able
Then
to
you will
freaking
die.
capture me.
All of you. Y'all. Alien fleet opened fire. Massive energy beams shot through space, lighting up the darkness like deadly fireworks. The first shots hit Orbital Station Alpha's shields, making the entire structure shake like a leaf in a storm. Shields down to 60%, shouted Corporal Lisa Webb. Return fire, Amy ordered. The station's 2 missile launchers shot their small weapons at the nearest alien ship. The missiles exploded against the alien shields, causing barely any damage. It was like throwing pebbles at a tank.
I was because of
Colonel,
the DDs.
Don't hurt them, said Dr. Paul Green. Their shields are too strong. Amy grabbed the communications microphone. All units on the planet, this is Station Alpha. We are under attack.
Stuck in a catch-22
Begin defensive
now,
operations immediately. Down on New Dakota's surface, the colonists were ready. They had spent 3 days preparing for this moment. But they were not preparing to fight like soldiers. They were preparing to fight like humans. Farmer. Jack Miller crouched in his cornfield, holding his hunting rifle. When the first alien landing craft came down, he did not charge at it with guns blazing.
Yeah, but they
Instead,
died
he
pretty
waited.
quick.
He waited until the aliens stepped out of their ship, confident and proud. Then he shot their leader and disappeared back into the tall.
Seriously?
The Zephyrians were confused. Where other species had met them with organized armies and formal battle lines, the humans seemed to be everywhere and nowhere at once. Teacher Mary Stone had turned her school into a trap. When alien soldiers
again,
entered the
bitch.
building looking for humans to capture, they found empty classrooms filled with hidden explosives.
I'm dead no matter what.
The blast destroyed an entire squad of Zephyrian warriors. In the town, store owner Dan Clark had poisoned the water supply that the aliens tried to use for their troops. Within hours, dozens of alien soldiers were sick and unable to fight. Marine Sergeant Tony Rodriguez led the most dangerous mission of all.
Yeah,
With just
give me a
5
second.
other
I'm gonna.
Marines,
You,
he
go
snuck
ahead and
through
pick that
the
again.
alien lines using sewers and drainage tunnels.
Fuck
His
people.
target was
Am
not
I right?
the
Fuck
enemy
the DDs.
soldiers, but their command post.
That's what killed us.
Tony whispered to his men as they crawled through a storm drain. We're not trying
On
to
top
win
of
a
we're
fair
playing
fight.
against fucking
We're
Boston.
trying to hurt them so bad they remember it. The Marines reached the alien command
I
center
hate how my
and
ELO is
explosives
so
around the
high,
building.
and I
When
get
the bombs
pitted
went
against
off,
those motherfuckers all
they
the
killed 3
time.
alien commanders and destroyed their communication
And
equipment.
it's like, they're always on the other
Zephyrians
team.
had never
And they
faced
always
anything
put
like
me on the team of
In
just
all
a
their
bunch of
previous
shitbags.
conquests, enemy forces had fought them directly, ship to ship and soldier
Yeah,
to soldier.
I just don't get it.
Humans fought like
It makes
ghosts,
no fucking sense.
striking
They're
from
balancing.
shadows and disappearing before the
Like,
aliens could respond.
I think they need to
Admiral
make it
Kegstar
where
watched the battle
if
from
it's
his
ballot,
flagship, growing
number
more
of
frustrated
battles,
by the hour.
like
How many humans are on the
anybody who
planet?
has over 2,000 battles should always be
Scans show
put in the
approximately
same pool.
50,000
You
admirals,
don't need to have
replied the
people
science
under
officer.
2,000 battles
Then why does it feel
playing
like we are fighting
legendary
500,000?
tier.
The answer was simple, though Kextar did not understand it yet.
It's just not possible for you to. I don't think you could play get to legendary tier
better than any invader could.
under
The
1500.
teachers knew how to turn innocent buildings into deadly traps. The shopkeepers knew how to make poison from household chemicals. Engineer.
Well, no. If you went without purchasing ships like ships,
When alien forces tried to capture the facility, she overloaded the reactor.
it's still the older campaigns take longer than the newer
took out
ones.
200 alien
And
soldiers.
so
Pastor
I
John
don't
Miller,
see
who had never
how
held a weapon in his life, organized the children
they
and
can
elderly
do it.
to
Oh,
finance
fuck.
it. They watched alien movements and reported.
Yeah, it's possible. Like, if I sat there and grinded it out, I might be able to get it less than 1500. But that's like me. I would have to beeline one whole tech line that has a legendary ship. Just that whole entire line to get it all done, and then still have to do the 2 or 3 months of the 2 or 3 months of trying to get the shit unlocked.
Every street was a battlefield. Every human was a potential threat. Admiral, his tactical officer reported. We have secured the spaceport and the government building. Excellent. How many prisoners? None, sir. The buildings were empty when we took them. Kextar's 4 eyes narrowed. Empty? Where are the humans? We don't know, sir. They seem to have vanished. The humans had not vanished. They had simply moved to new positions, ready to continue the fight. Amy Fisher coordinated from a hidden bunker as her orbital station burned above them. The colonists had lost their homes, but they had not lost their will to fight. As night fell on New Dakota, the Zephyrians controlled the empty buildings and silent streets. But they did not control the planet. In the darkness, human voices whispered over hidden radios planning the next day's attacks. The aliens called themselves masters of war, but they had never fought a species that treated war not as a game,
Puerto Rico did already do.
but as a fight for survival with no limits. The battle was far from over. 3 days had passed since the fighting began on New Dakota. Admiral Kextar stood in his command room, staring at the reports flowing in from the planet below. His mighty fleet had conquered 12 star systems without breaking a sweat. Now, they were struggling against farmers and shopkeepers on a single world. Admiral, they lost 1,500 soldiers.
Somebody is
tactical officer.
in my
The
gun.
humans continued to attack our supply lines and command posts. Kextar's 4 eyes burned with anger. 1,500 against primitives with simple weapons. Sir, they do not fight like any species we have encountered before. They use tricks and traps. They poison our water and blow up our equipment. When we
That's a
chase
good
them, they
big
disappear.
They're always that way.
Then we will destroy their cities from orbit. Burn everything. Sir, we already tried that. They
Yeah.
hide underground. Our bombardment only destroys empty buildings. Kextar was about to order another attack when the science officer
Well,
called
he
out
could have
urgently.
bitch slapped, but
Admiral, we have a contact on long-range sensors. A single ship
not
approaching from deep
spotted.
space. One ship? Kextar laughed. What kind of ship? Unknown design, sir. It's large.
Hey, good dance.
Very
You're gonna
large.
drive right into my freaking
On the main
torpedoes?
screen, a dot appeared among
That's
the
what
stars.
it's looking like.
As it grew closer, the Zephyrians could see it was a warship unlike anything they had ever encountered. The USS Retribution.
Josh!
Of metal and weapons built for one purpose.
Hey, where's the remote?
Enemies. How big is that thing?
Oh my god,
Asked
I'm
the
getting
tactical
sick and
officer.
tired of them.
2.6
Hannah, Dave! Hannah, get in here!
Mass reading shows it weighs more than 50 of our heavy cruisers. Kextar studied the approaching ship. One vessel against 300.
Go in there,
This must be insane.
play the video,
The alien fleet moved
and then
into
bring me the
position,
remote.
surrounding
Y'all are not allowed to watch
battleship.
videos in the playroom
Kextar
for a while.
opened a communication channel, expecting to
I don't know how many
receive
times I've told you to
mercy
leave
that
the
always
remote
matched
out of the
enemies.
playroom.
Instead, he heard a calm, cold voice that made his blood run chill. This is Captain Rick Stone of the USS Retribution. You have attacked human civilians. You have 72 hours to withdraw from this system, or we will destroy your entire fleet. Kextar could not believe what he was hearing. Human Captain, you are surrounded by 300 warships. Your single vessel cannot possibly defeat us all. Watch us. The transmission ended. Kextar stared at the screen in amazement.
And torpedoes.
Every other species had begged for
And
mercy at this point.
everything else.
They had offered tribute, promised to serve the Zephyrian Empire and to avoid destruction.
Need help.
These humans offered nothing but defiance.
Man,
Admiral,
critically damaged.
what are your orders?
Behemoth
Asked
Roar
the
is
second in
real.
command. Destroy them. Use half the fleet. Make it. Quick. 150 Zephyrian warships moved toward the USS Retribution. They approached in perfect formation, as they had done countless times before. This was how civilized species fought wars, with honor, strategy, and predictable tactics.
Smokescreen set.
Captain Rick Stone watched them come.
Found our foes.
On his bridge, the crew worked quietly at their stations.
Well,
These
Gdansk
were not explorers or
is
scientists like
crap.
the Defiant. These were soldiers who had trained their entire lives for moments like this. Captain, enemy ships are moving into attack formation, reported his tactical officer, Commander Grace Palmer. Let them get close. Weapons chief, are our surprises ready? Lieutenant Colonel.
Yeah, double fire looks like.
All systems ready, sir. The aliens are about to learn why humans don't fight fair. When the Zephyrian ships reached what they thought was firing range, Rick gave his first order. Deploy the mines.
Got Puerto Rico up my asshole.
Objects shot out from the
The
Retribution's hull,
enemy's icy
moving so
flames.
fast they were almost invisible.
Battleship detected.
The
The
Zephyrians had
Colossus
no
of the enemy
react
loom.
before the mines exploded around their ships. But these were not ordinary explosives. They were nuclear mines, each one more powerful than the largest bombs the aliens had ever seen. 20 Zephyrian ships disappeared.
I worked really hard to get that freaking cap, you dimwit.
The
You're
others
dying.
found their shields failing, and their hull armor cracking from the intense radiation. What kind of weapons are these? Kextar demanded over the communication channel. Rick's voice was calm and cold. The kind we use to kill our enemies.
Alright, I got about a
Retribution
2-minute
began moving
cooldown on
forward,
my
not in the stately advance that marked civilized warfare, but in a wild, unpredictable pattern that made it impossible to target. Its weapons fired continuously, not at the alien ship's main hulls, but
It's
at their
probably a
engines,
single.
weapons,
Not one
and
of them.
communication arrays. They're not trying to defeat us honorably, realized the Zephyrian tactical officer. They're trying to cripple us. The human ship used every dirty trick in the book. Electronic warfare systems blinded the alien sensors. Cyber attacks crashed their computer systems. Hacking programs turned their own weapons against them. But the most terrifying thing was the way that humans fought. They showed no concern for honor or glory. They simply wanted to win, and they would use any method necessary to achieve victory. Captain, our forward shields are failing, reported an alien officer. Reinforce them with power from the engines. Sir, the humans are jamming our communications. Half our ships cannot receive orders. Use backup frequencies. Sir, they're jamming those too. They seem to know our communication protocols better than we do. The battle raged for 2
He's
hours.
trying to hide. I think he
When it
realized
ended,
he's
70 Zephyrian ships were destroyed or disabled. The USS Retribution had barely been scratched.
Well,
Admiral Kextar stared at his tactical display in
going off
disbelief.
the frigate.
His mighty fleet, which had conquered a dozen worlds, had been defeated by a single human ship. Admiral, the human ship is sending another message. Rick Stone's face appeared on the screen. His expression had not changed.
He's going
He
forward.
looked as calm as if he were discussing the weather. Admiral Kextar, you now have 48 hours to withdraw. Next time we won't be so
keeping
gentle.
an angle on him, so I
Kextar's
know where
hands
he's
shook
at.
with rage and
He's
fear.
just
Human,
reaping his ass.
you cannot defeat our entire fleet with one ship. Rick smiled, and it was not a pleasant expression. Admiral,
Well, he's
that wasn't
gained
our
back a
entire
chunk of
fleet.
health too. He's back to
That
half
is
health.
just
He
one
was at a quarter.
ship. Earth
He
has
must just
15
be
just like it.
pumping heals right now, trying to get all his health back.
Leaving the Zephyrian command in stunned
Backing up
silence.
again.
They had called themselves Masters of War. Now they were learning what that title really meant.
I'm just listening to Suicide Torpedoes.
The most important decision of his life. Around him, his command staff worked.
Oh no.
From their
That
battle
motherfucker's
with
got his hide.
Retribution.
He's got his hide right
70 ships destroyed or crippled by a bomb. Single human vessel. It should have been impossible. Admiral, we are receiving reports from the other fleet commanders, said his communication officer. They want to know if we should retreat. Kextar's 4 eyes burned with fury. The Zephyrian Empire had never retreated from any battle. They were the masters of war, the conquerors of worlds. To run from a single human ship would destroy their reputation across the galaxy. Send a message to the home fleet, he ordered. Tell them to send reinforcements, all available ships. Sir, that will take 3 weeks for them to arrive. Then we hold our position for 3 weeks. On the surface of New Dakota, the fighting continued. But something had changed. The human colonists had heard about the space battle above their heads. Word spread quickly through their hidden communication networks.
Bye.
Burn.
Burn.
One of our ships was 70 of theirs. I heard, replied store owner Dan Clark. Maybe we're not
No, I
as
just
matched as
bullied
we
this
thought.
torpedo.
The news gave the colonists new hope.
I just bullied this
They
torpedo.
began fighting with even more determination.
Um,
Engineer Kate Sullivan rigged moon traps using spare parts from destroyed
we got a problem. Look at our
Pastor John Miller organized the children to steal supplies from alien camps. Mr. Mary Stone turned every building in the town into a potential ambush point. The Siberians found themselves losing ground they had already captured. These humans simply would not stay defeated. Captain Rick Stone stood on the bridge of the USS Retribution, studying the alien fleet.
This was shooting. He was right on top of the Schleiflin and he died to my gunfire. What?
Ships approaching, reported Commander Grace Palmer. Looks like their entire home fleet. Over 8 vessels. Rick nodded calmly.
That's. I questioned me. I was like, wait, what? How did I kill something? I'm shooting a Schleiflin.
Rick opened the communication channel to Earth Command. This is Captain Stone. Request immediate deployment of the full battle fleet. We're going to win this war before it really starts. Across human space, 50 massive battleships began moving toward New Dakota. Each one was as powerful as the
I don't like that it's a firefight. Well, he was torpedoing
no intention of waiting for reinforcements.
what's his name?
He had studied the alien fleet carefully and noticed something important.
Well, no, our Shima had...
rules. They moved in formation.
Well, no, the thing is, our Shima had already fired all his torps. He had killed the Schleiflin with his torps.
Humans.
He killed the Schleiflin.
So, it was survival. And in survival, there were no rules. Weapons chief, prepare the special munitions.
Good God, Gearing, what the hell is yours?
Matt Johnson grinned. The ones Earth Command said never to use unless we faced extinction. These aliens want to conquer our entire species. I'd say that qualifies. What happens next would be remembered as the most one-sided battle in galactic history.
I'm not gonna win this fight.
Did not attack the alien fleet directly. Instead, it began releasing thousands of small drones.
Because I've got a frickin' Shima shooting me at the same time.
Explode. But these were not ordinary explosives. Each drone carried a microfusion bomb. Technology so dangerous that humanity had banned its use in their own wars. The drones were too small for the alien sensors to track.
I'm still shooting because of my spot range, no matter what I do.
The survivors watched in horror as their mighty warships were destroyed by weapons no
Oh my God, I can't.
This is impossible, whispered Admiral Kextar.
He's on the.
No civilized
He's on the
species
island.
would use such weapons. That was when he finally understood the truth. Humans were not civilized, at least not in the way other species were civilized.
Yeah, I know.
They had evolved from predators, and deep down they were still predators. They had simply learned to use tools. The final blow came when Rick Stone ordered the deployment of biological weapons. Alien ships began failing as their life support systems were infected with viruses designed specifically to attack Zephyrian biology. Dr. Nancy Wright, the Retribution's medical officer, had worked for months to create viruses.
I've got
She felt sick about using them, but she knew what would happen to humanity
Oh
if the
my
aliens
God,
won.
what?
Captain, the alien fleet is trying to retreat, reported
Well,
Commander
Shima's
Palmer.
desperate to kill me.
Rick said, but not before they deliver our message. Admiral, X-Star received one final transmission from the human captain. Admiral, you came to our space claiming to be masters of war. You're not. You're just bullies who pick on species weaker than yourselves. Now you know what real masters of war look like. The surviving Zephyrian ships limped away from New Dakota, carrying news that would change the galaxy forever.
No, he's...
12 worlds had been defeated.
The Shima is...
ship.
Yeah, there's
On New
something.
Dakota's surface,
And
the
if you
colonists
could have
emerged from their hiding
killed the
places.
conch and I was at that
They
Shima
advanced
and I was
friends
able to
and
have killed that
friends.
Shima in that last
But they had
salvo, we
survived.
would have won. But
More importantly,
it's not
they had
possible.
shown the galaxy that humans would not go
He's
quietly into slavery.
he ran into the island and
John
smoked.
Miller
He had a
stood in the
smoke
ruins
left
of
and
his
I had
church,
nothing.
watching alien ships flee into space. Looks like we won, he said to his wife. Did we?
The fact
She
that a
asked.
conqueror said about
Look at our
that.
town. Everything is destroyed. Then he put his arm around her shoulders. Buildings can be rebuilt. Freedom can't be replaced.
What's sad is I bet you the both of us are going to be at the top of the leaderboard on our team.
Species that had been conquered by the Zephyrians began to rebel.
Good.
Others that had been
Oh my
considering
God,
surrender
dude.
decided to fight instead.
What the
The
fuck?
Zephyrian Empire, which had seemed unstoppable just days before, began to crumble. Their reputation as masters of war was broken forever. Captain
Yeah.
Rick Stone sent one final message to the galaxy.
And I
This is humanity.
imagine did
We didn't want
I don't
this
know
war,
what
but
what
we
that young
finished
dance
it.
was thinking. Why are you
Anyone else
going
who
right
wants
next to
test
the
the
ship?
real masters of war is welcome to. Try. In the depths of space,
That shit was
human
fucking hilarious, am I
battleships
right?
ready to defend their species against any threat.
What's funny is I'm streaming too, so it's like that's recorded.
Some species never forgot how
That's
to be
recorded,
dangerous.
which is so fucking hilarious.
The start different from here. Ambassador Richard Hayes pressed his face against the small window of his quarters aboard the UES Harmony and watched the alien
I
constellations
know what
drift
I'm doing.
past. After 3 months of travel through hyperspace, they had finally reached the edge of Council territory. Tomorrow he would make history as the first human to speak before the Galactic Council. Nervous? Captain Lisa Grant asked from the doorway. She had been checking on him every few hours since they dropped out of hyperspace. Terrified, Hayes admitted with a weak smile. 27 years as a diplomat, and I've never felt pressure like this. Everything depends on the next few days. Grant stepped into the room and looked out the window with him. In the distance, they could see the massive structure of Nexus Prime growing larger. The space station was the size of a small moon, with gleaming towers and docking bays that stretched for miles. Ships from dozens of different worlds moved in and out like busy insects. Earth is counting on you, Grant said softly. But remember, you're not alone out there. We'll be watching every moment. Hayes nodded. His team was small but skilled. Dr. Kevin Stone knew more about alien biology than anyone on Earth. Commander,
Only one choice.
a military threat from across the room. Dick Miller had spent years learning the basic languages of the council races. They were as ready as they could be.
It's so dumb that I still have a 5.6.
Diplomatic uniform. The dark blue fabric was simple compared to what he had seen of alien fashion, but it looked professional and serious. He checked his translation device one more time and gathered his notes. The Harmony docked above
I
the
actually
smaller
play
base on
mine.
Nexus Prime.
That line
Hayes
has
felt
been
his
seen.
stomach drop as artificial gravity adjusted to
You just use him.
station systems.
Oh yeah.
Everything here was built for beings much larger than humans. The corridors were wide enough for 3 elephants to walk side by side, and the ceilings vanished into shadow above them. Their escort was a Zephyrian named Kethvar. His body looked like it was carved from living crystal, with light dancing through his translucent skin. When he spoke, his voice sounded like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. Welcome to Nexus Prime, humans. I trust your journey was acceptable. Very smooth, thank you. Hayes replied through his translator. The device took his words and converted them into the musical tones of the Zephyrian language. They walked through corridors filled with the strangest beings Hayes had ever seen. A group of nebulums floated past like living clouds, their gaseous bodies shifting colors as they communicated. An insect-like creature from the Hive Collective clicked its way along the walls with 6 legs, its compound eyes tracking their movement. First
Well,
time
I
seeing other
found out
council
one of their
races?
DVDs.
Kethvar asked, noticing Hayes' fascination. First time seeing any non-human intelligence, Hayes admitted. We've dreamed about this moment for centuries. The council chamber was enormous. 12 different sections surrounded a central platform, each designed for a different species. Some areas were filled with water for aquatic races. Others had different atmospheric mixtures or gravity fields. The engineering required to make it all work together was impressive. High Counselor Vexer sat in a large crystal formation at the head of the chamber. His body was more complex than Keth bars, with geometric patterns flowing through his crystalline form. When he spoke,
what the?
the entire chamber seemed to
We need to go
resonate
back.
with his voice.
I gotta go back.
Human delegation approached the speaking platform. Hayes
Gotta be,
walked to
gotta
the
be,
center
gotta
of
be.
the chamber with his team following behind.
Look at radar.
He could feel thousands of alien eyes watching his every move. Some looked curious. Others seemed hostile. A few appeared completely uninterested.
Oh.
I am Ambassador Richard Hayes,
Yeah, you.
representing the United States government. Began.
You've got more speed than I do. Head back to the.
Seeking peace, seeking friendship and cooperation with the galactic community. A ripple of what might have been amusement passed through sections of the chamber. Explains Earth's recent development was faster than light. We know our species has a violent history, Hayes said, addressing the obvious concern. But we have learned from our
Yeah, we know
mistakes.
that.
We offer our knowledge, our resources, and our friendship to all who will accept it. High Counselor Vexit leaned forward. Your species has achieved space travel in remarkably little time. Most races require thousands of years to develop such technology safely. We've always been quick learners, Hayes replied. Perhaps too quick sometimes. But we believe our rapid development means we can contribute unique perspectives to the Council. Behind Vexit, Hayes could see other Council members.
Yeah, they're
whispering
chasing
among
our
themselves.
freaking.
The insectoid hive representative was clicking rapidly to its neighbors. A massive creature that looked like a living tree was rustling its leaves in what might have been agitation.
Well, I am.
We will consider your request.
I wouldn't do
Vexit
it
said
quite
finally.
yet.
The Council must
I'm
discuss this
spotted
matter
by him
further.
because he's
decisions are not made
this is,
lightly.
I don't know who it is, but whatever.
Of
It's a
Hayes replied.
it's
We
a
understand
stealth.
the importance of careful
Yeah, he's
consideration.
stupid
We're
stealthy.
prepared to answer any questions you might
Yeah,
have.
he's sub.
The session continued for several hours. Hayes fielded questions about Earth's military capabilities, population growth, resource consumption, and political structure. Some questions seemed genuinely curious about human culture. Others felt more like interrogation. Dr. Stone provided scientific data about human biology and psychology. Commander Brooks explained Earth's defensive military structure, emphasizing that their forces were designed for protection rather than conquest. Miller demonstrated the progress humans had made in learning alien languages and customs. As the day wore on, Hayes began to feel more confident. The questions were challenging but fair. Several council members seemed genuinely interested in human perspectives on various galactic issues. Then High Counselor Vexit made an unexpected announcement. Ambassador Hayes, the Inner Council would like to invite you to a private ceremony tomorrow. It is a traditional honor we extend to potentially valuable new partners. Hayes felt his heart racing. A private ceremony with the Inner Council was more than he had dared hope for. He suggested they were seriously considering Earth's language applications.
This B7 is gonna be nerds.
The ceremony will be held in the crystal sanctum at the traditional time. Your companions may observe from the diplomatic gallery. As they left the council, Dr. Stone was
Alright, I've got a back off.
some of them reacted when he mentioned our rapid technological growth. Hayes
The
nodded.
draw is fire.
They seemed concerned, but that's natural. They're
Remember,
an unknown
DE7 is
quantity.
very hard. He's one of the stealthiest ships in the game.
Stone said,
It's like
but his
trying to
voice carried a note of worry.
keeping
Or
him
maybe they're more
shooting at me,
concerned than they're letting on.
which I can dodge all
That
his most
evening,
of his shells.
Hayes sat in his quarters reviewing his notes from the day. The ceremony tomorrow could change everything for humanity. Earth's future among the stars might depend on what happened in that crystal sanctum. He looked out at the stars again, thinking about his home planet and the billions of people waiting for news of his mission. Whatever happened tomorrow, he would do his best to represent humanity with an honor. Hayes had no way of knowing that the Inner Council had already made their decision about Earth. The ceremony tomorrow would not be about membership, negotiations. It would be about sending a message to the
Because
galaxy
then he-
about what happened to species that grew too powerful too quickly. The crystal sanctum was being prepared, but not for the kind of ceremony Hayes expected.
Both you and me have been
Crystal
joined
sanctum
by
was
the
nothing
Moggy
like Hayes
twice.
expected. Instead of a ceremonial hall, he found himself in a stark chamber with walls that pulsed with cold
What's so
blue light.
funny is they charge
Four
straight
high-backed
into
chairs
our
formed a
gap in the
circle around a
center.
single platform in the center.
We bullied the shit out of them,
The inner
killed them,
council members sat in
and
judgment.
now
Their alien
we're pushing
forms
this
casting
cross.
strange shadows in the crystalline glow. High Counselor Vector rose from his seat. Crystal lines changed color overnight, shifting from clear to deep red like spilled blood. Ambassador Richard Hayes of Earth, you stand accused of crimes against galactic peace and security. Hayes felt his blood freeze. I don't understand. What crimes? This was supposed to be a ceremony. It is a ceremony, said Counselor Vector of the Hive Collective.
Yeah, he's at the
Her
he's
insect
in
voice
the
clicked
sea
and
island.
buzzed through the translator. A
Don't go
ceremony
out
of
there.
justice.
He's got
You
his
will
swim
answer
up.
for the threat your species poses to the galaxy. The platform
Plus, you've got
beneath
a
Hayes' feet
constellation.
began to glow. He tried to step off it, but some kind of force field held him in place. His legs felt heavy, as if the artificial gravity had increased around him. The evidence is clear, Vex continued. Your species has achieved faster than light travel in only 60 years after splitting the atom. No race in galactic history has advanced so quickly without becoming a threat to others. Hayes struggled against the invisible bonds holding him. Our rapid progress is a gift we want to share with the galaxy. We came here in peace. Counselor Bramoth of the Aquatic Union spoke from his water-filled section. His whale-like form pulsed with bioluminescent anger. Your military history speaks for itself, human.
Why do you say that?
Hundreds
Why do
of
you
wars
say
in just the last 1,000 years. Weapons capable of destroying your own planet. And now you have the power to spread that violence to the stars.
Oh, so he's going between
Hayes
us?
protested. Humanity has learned from its mistakes. We haven't had a major war in over 50 years. 50 years is nothing, rumbled Counselor
Thanks for the
Thatcher
book.
of the Stone Builders. The massive rock creature's voice shook the chamber. We have watched
Well,
species like yours before.
Yeah, our
They
hard
speak of peace while building weapons. They promise cooperation while planning conquest. Dr. Stone and the others watched
I have
from the
one smoke
diplomatic gallery above. Commander Brooks was already whispering urgently into her communication device, trying to reach Captain Grant on the Harmony, but their signals were being blocked by the station's systems. Please,
I think I'm
said,
in a good spot.
his voice breaking. Give us a chance to prove ourselves. We are not the monsters you think we are. High Counselor Vexeth stepped closer to the platform. Your own history proves what you are.
No.
Your scientists split the atom and immediately used it as a weapon. Your explorers discovered new lands and enslaved their people. Your pursuit of peace while stockpiling weapons of
Spotted.
mass destruction.
He's off my nose, so he's definitely in front of us, straight in front.
Hayes realized with growing horror that this was not a trial. It
No.
was an execution. The
What
council
a dumbass.
decided his fate before he ever entered the chamber. The sentence had been passed. Beckwith announced to the gallery above. Let this serve as a warning to all who would threaten the peace
That
of the
he's
galaxy.
now in a fucking
Ambassador Hayes will die by crystal disappointment, a traditional punishment for enemies of the council.
get
The platform beneath began to change. Crystal formations started growing up from the floor, wrapping around his legs.
He's got
with
carbon
chains.
and freaking
Where they touched his skin, he felt a burning sensation that quickly turned to agony.
split in half.
Stop this, he gasped. I'm a diplomatic envoy. This violates every law of civilized contact. Your civilization forfeited those protections when it chose the path of violence, Vext replied coldly. The dissolution will take 1 hour. During that time, you will remain conscious as your molecular structure breaks down. The galaxy will watch and learn what happens to those who threaten the peace. Above in the gallery, Dr. Stone grabbed Commander Brooks's arm. We have to do something. They're going to murder him. Brooks was still trying to reach the Harmony. I can't get through. They're jamming all our communications. She looked around the gallery desperately. There are too many guards. If we try to fight our way down there, we'll just die.
35.
The crystal formations had reached Hayes' waist now.
No more smokes,
Each
though.
touch felt like acid burning through his skin. But the dissolution process was designed to keep victims alive and conscious until The very end. Screams echoed through the chamber as the alien counselors watched without emotion. Please.
Yeah, these are 150.
Miller called out from the gallery. He's just a diplomat. He came here to make peace. Counselor Bex looked up at the humans. Your ambassador represents everything dangerous about this species. Better to end the threat now than wait for you to grow stronger. The crystal began working its way up Hayes' chest. Through his agony, he managed to look up at his team in the gallery. Tell Earth, he gasped. Tell them what happened here. Tell them the galaxy hears us. Captain Grant received the first fragmented transmission 3 hours later aboard the Harmony. Commander Brooks had managed to get a brief signal through during a shift change in the station's security. The message was short and desperate. There, get out now. Grant didn't hesitate. He ordered an immediate departure from Nexus Prime, but not before launching every surveillance drone the ship carried. If the Council was going to murder a human diplomat, Earth would have proof of their crime. The execution was broadcast across the galaxy as Vex had promised. Hundreds of species watched as the human ambassador died slowly and painfully. The course of an hour. The message was clear. This was what happened to races that grew too powerful too quickly. But the Council had made a critical error.
Gosh.
They had studied human history and seen
One of us is gonna kill us now.
analyzed human technology and human weapons and threats. They had never bothered to understand what those wars had taught
That's
humanity
sad.
about warfare itself. The broadcast reached Earth just as the Harmony was jumping to hyperspace. Dr. Stone had managed to record everything through hidden sensors in his equipment. The footage was clear and undeniable. The Galactic Council had tortured and murdered ambassadors.
Did you see how much my salvo needed his health? He just went, oh dude, upper plate. Oh my god, I choked him for freaking full 10K.
Eliminating a potential threat before it could grow dangerous. High Counselor Vexith returned to his crystal chambers, satisfied that galactic peace was secured.
Damn. No wonder I was so far down the list.
From space exploration after losing their first ambassador so brutally. Most species did when faced with the Council's overwhelming power. But the Council had misunderstood
No wonder
something
Jay makes
fundamental about
me
humanity.
up.
They had seen Earth's history of violence and sin that made humans dangerous to others. They had never considered that it might have made humans very, very good friends when it was necessary.
And Cruz, and DD's. Yeah, but DD is stupid enough to give that little bit of an ant use.
The galaxy would learn what humanity had really learned from all those centuries of warfare. The lesson was not how to make peace. The lesson was how to make war. The emergency session began at 3 in the morning,
Pick your ship.
Washington time. President Robert Carter sat at the head of the long table in the Situation
It's whatever you want to do.
his face pale under the harsh lights. Around him, the most powerful people on Earth waited. Intense silence. General Patricia Stone arrived first, still in her workout clothes from the gym. Admiral Chris Baker came next, followed by Director of Intelligence Nicole White. They had all seen the preliminary reports, but none of them were prepared for what Captain Grant was about to show them. Mr. President, Grant said, her voice steady, despite the trauma of the past week. We have complete video documentation of Ambassador Hayes' execution. I must warn you, it's difficult to watch. The main screen flickered to life. For the next hour, the room remained dead silent as they watched Richard Hayes die slowly and painfully in the Crystal Sanctum. Several officials left the room to be sick. Others sat with tears streaming down their faces. When the footage ended, President Carter sat motionless for a long moment. His hands were clenched into fists on the table. They tortured him, he said quietly. They tortured our ambassador to death and broadcast it to the galaxy as entertainment. General Stone spoke first. Sir, this is an act of war. They murdered a diplomatic envoy under a flag of truce. Every law of civilized contact has been violated. It's worse than that, Director White added. Our intelligence suggests this was planned from the beginning. They never intended to consider our membership application. This was always meant to be an execution. Admiral Baker leaned forward. Mr. President, we need to consider our response carefully. The Galactic Council has millions of ships and controls hundreds of star systems. Earth has less than 200 vessels, most of them exploration ships. Carter stood up and walked to the window. Outside, Washington, D.C. was waking up to a normal day. People were heading to work. Children were going to school. Life was continuing as if the galaxy
Let's go
had just
bully
declared
aliens.
war on humanity. Passing through to every
Make them.
world
Oh
leader,
God, no.
Carter said,
Oh God, no.
"Emergency session
If
of
you
the
see
Global
a
Assembly
smoke
in
screen
2
charging
hours.
you,
I'm
radar
giving a direct line to
immediately.
every human colony." Within 6 hours, the
Anti-are you there?
execution had been broadcast on every news network on Earth and transmitted to every human settlement in space. The reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Protests erupted in major cities. Military recruitment centers were flooded with volunteers. Defense contractors received calls from governments offering unlimited funding. But it was the quiet responses that mattered most. In research labs around the world, scientists began converting their peaceful projects into weapons research.
You there?
Factories that made consumer goods started retooling for military production. Children asked their parents why the bad aliens had hurt the nice man from Earth. Dr. Elena Rodriguez had been working on fusion power systems for civilian use. Now she was calculating how to turn those same systems into
Anti-gun?
planet-killing weapons. Her lab in Mexico City worked through the night.
We're in the game.
By coffee and cold anger. The bastards made one
It's
mistake.
been a minute
She told
already.
her team. They think we're dangerous because we fight each other. They don't understand that we only
If you
fight
see a
for
smoke
military
screen
bases
charging
around
you, pop radar.
military bases around
Fuck
the
it.
world.
Pop fucking
Officers
radar.
were pulling old war plans out of storage. Colonel Marcus Turner had spent his career studying historical battles, trying to understand how humans had become so effective at warfare.
If we're together, we might be able to, but even with that, I doubt
Every
it.
species in the galaxy has evolved in a stable environment, he explained to his staff. They've had the
I've got me
luxury
some
of peaceful
smart
development. We evolved on a planet trying to kill us every day. We learned to fight everything from ice ages to super volcanoes. These aliens have no idea what they've started. The Global Assembly session was unlike anything in human history. For the first time since the formation of the United Nations, every nation on Earth spoke with one voice. The vote was unanimous. Total war against the Galactic Council until humanity's honor was restored. President Carter addressed the world anyway. Behind him stood the leaders of every major nation.
I'm
Their faces
taking that as
brimmed with shared purpose.
triple. That's
My fellow humans, Carter began. 6 days
That's
ago,
backline.
Ambassador Richard Hayes traveled to the galactic capital to offer our friendship to the stars. He was murdered to make that offer. Tortured to death
Back
for
one.
mercy. The responsible broadcast his suffering to the galaxy as a warning of what happens to species like us. He paused, letting the weight of those words sink in. They were right about one thing. Humanity
radar.
is different from other species. We are more dangerous than we
That's
imagine.
my smoke.
Because we seek conquest or destruction. They're dangerous because we do not forgive the murder of innocents. We don't accept the torture of our people. And we do not bow to threats. The camera zoomed in on Carter's face. His eyes were cold as winter. The Galactic Council wanted to send a message to the galaxy. We will send revenge. Ambassador Hayes will be avenged. Every being responsible for his death will pay the price. And the galaxy will learn that humanity does not start fights, but we finish them.
With you right next to me.
His laboratory in Colorado when the president he'd been developing medical nanotechnology.
I get him back in 35 seconds.
Now he was redesigning those same nanobots to meet the alien ship hulls. They studied our history and saw only violence. He muttered to himself as he worked. They studied longer. They would have learned that we only
I'm
need
literally just gonna bully this guy's ass.
Captain Susan Lewis received the new orders to attack at Lewis Station. Her exploration vessel, the UES Discovery, was then converted into humanity's first dedicated warship. The modifications would take
I've got AP, which is what's
but when
nice.
they finished, command the most dangerous vessel humans had ever built. Ma'am, her chief engineer asked, what should we call her after the conversion? Lewis thought about Richard Hayes dying running in his grave, surrounded by aliens who saw his death as justice. The UES retribution, he said. And next
Gneisenau doesn't get the hype.
All across human space, the same scene was
Bismarck's the first one to get hype.
exploration ships,
Gneisenau just has torpedoes.
diplomatic missions, and intelligence gathering operations.
25
The
seconds
Galactic
up on my
Council had
screen.
wanted to eliminate humanity before it became a threat. Instead, they had given every human in the galaxy
I got it back in 5
the threat
seconds.
they feared. The murder of one ambassador had united humanity in a way that nothing in their history ever had.
As long as you're right here next to me, I can.
Admiral Turner was studying tactical reports
Do
from
this. Look, I already got the
space.
first
Reconnaissance missions were
I got
already
another
bringing back
38 seconds up on
about
the
alien
screen.
military capabilities. What they found was not encouraging for the Council.
I still have 4 of these motherfuckers.
Heavily on individual ship superiority. Their tactics are simply old focused on battle formations and on combat. Turner smiled.
It's actually, I think,
Tactics
E.
designed to win at any cost, sir. No honor, no mercy, no rules except
Well, it's
victory.
because these are super short durations. With Smogathon increases the
Every human in the galaxy.
well, Smogathon increases the number of research you get, but the cooldown, as long as you're next to me, I can get my smoke back
In
really.
6 months, the Council would learn what humans had really learned from all those centuries of violence. The lesson was not about honor or glory or combat. The lesson was about winning.
But we do have a back. We
6
do
months
have
after Hayes' execution, the human fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the end of the crystal system.
Hey guys,
Stood on the bridge of the flagship USS Hayes.
Daddy!
500 human warships formed attack
Daddy, go
formations
to
around him.
this way.
The sight would have been
You're back
impossible to
against
imagine
me.
a year ago.
Generator activated.
All ships report ready for combat. Even though it's announced from the position of the tactical system. Their own ship, the
Jimmy, everybody go sit back down.
Operation Starfall is now active. Remember,
Next to me, and I'll get my smoke back.
Beautiful, serene. Orbital defense platform.
No, that Vladdy's dead. Vladdy's dead. Vladdy's dead.
Rainbow patterns across space. Sir, the communications officer called out. We're receiving a transmission from the planet. Put it through. High Counselor Vector's image appeared on the main screen. His crystal body pulsed with nervous energy. No longer the confident red it had been during Hayes' execution.
All it is vacuum.
Human fleet, you are in violation of galactic law. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. Baker stepped forward.
Oh,
High Counselor Vector.
my long-term,
We've come to
short
deliver a
duration
message.
radar.
This is
Hydro.
madness. Vex replied. You cannot go to
My
the
long
Galactic
schlong.
Council. Withdraw now and you may show mercy.
I'm not spotted.
Baker's voice was ice cold.
I got a sane.
The mercy of Ambassador Hayes. Before Vector could respond, Baker cut the transmission. All ships commence bombardment. Priority target is the Crystal Palace. I want Vector to watch his world burn before he dies. The human fleet opened fire simultaneously.
I actually have some pretty good speed myself. Just
Developed in 6
base
months of
lightning
desperate
is pretty
preparation.
quick.
Plasma cannons that could melt through a mile.
I'm still at 37 miles.
Pistol bombs that could crush a city block into a marble. Nanite clouds that ate through any material they touched. The Zephyrian defense fleet scrambled to respond. Their ships were works of art, elegant crystal formations that had taken decades to grow.
He's so
With
totally
graceful
screwed.
precision, firing beams of concentrated light that could cut through normal armor like
And-
paper.
But what's funny is you had me pushed him out of the gap, and his torpedoes are short range. And so we just,
Compared to the crystal vessel opposing her.
and so he had to just sit out. We pushed him complete to irrelevancy. He had nothing he could do. He couldn't go near us at all.
Show them what humans learned about war. Retribution's main cannon spoke once. The Thunderbolt traveled across space and struck a Zephyrian cruiser amidships. The beautiful crystal vessel didn't just explode, it shattered like glass, sending rainbow fragments spilling through the void. Target destroyed. Her gun restored with
I'll
satisfaction.
push this other side.
Moving to next target. All around the battle space, The same scene played out hundreds of times. Civilian ships, built for graceful combat between vulnerable opponents, were torn apart by human weapons designed for total destruction. Aliens fought
I got a freaking... I got a fisting ribbon. What?
on the planet's surface. Colonel Marcus Turner led the
I
ground assault.
5.
His Marines landed.
Dude, we didn't let... Dude, we assisted the whole team. Holy shit. You literally had 4 separate assists. I had 5. Oh my... Dude, we literally cleaned a house. Made them poor boys cry.
The crystal cities of Christos.
They were crying for their mother.
For thousands of years.
Bent over.
Delicate bridges were defended. Turner's Marines didn't try to capture territory or hold strategic positions. They moved through the cities like a virus, destroying everything they touched. Sonic weapons that could shatter crystal buildings from the inside. Acid grenades that dissolved alien infrastructure. Flame units that burned hot enough to melt solid rock. Weapons that killed the galaxy what humanity had become. His nanoswarms spread through the crystal cities like living death. They consumed everything they touched, breaking down alien technology at the molecular level and converting it into more nanites. Sir, one of Turner's sergeants reported. The nanites had reached the capital district. Estimated time until complete consumption, 4 hours. Turner nodded. Good. Make sure High Counselor Baxter gets a front row seat. In space, Admiral Baker's fleet had finished with the orbital defenses. The elegant rings of crystal platforms were now filled with glittering debris. The Zephyrian defense fleet was completely destroyed, their beautiful ships reduced to sparkling dust. Admiral, Captain Lewis reported, we've located the Crystal Palace. Vexus is still inside. Perfect. Prepare the stellar converter. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's ultimate weapon was a device that could turn any star into a supernova. But Baker had a more personal use in mind for the technology. The stellar converter could also be used on a smaller scale to turn matter directly into energy. Lock onto the Crystal Palace, Baker ordered. I want Vexus to have a few minutes to think about what he's done before he dies.
Yeah, you never told me his name. I think it had to do with she died, and that's just
Yours is a monument to Zephyrian culture.
for all time.
Final transmission was a screen.
You enemy cheater! No one gets the point he's not good. You can't tell what's the game is about. It's about challenge. I didn't even get to shoot.
The beautiful crystal spires that had defined Zephyrian architecture from millennia converted into gray slabs. Sir, Turner's communications officer reported.
Yeah.
We're receiving surrender offers from the remaining population centers. Turner's response is no surrender, no mercy, complete permission. The final phase of Operation Starfall was
I have 0 steel.
around Christos and began the systematic destruction of the planet itself.
I literally just barely got enough to upgrade my
Stabilizing its
freaking reload
structure.
mod.
The stellar converter was used to boil away the oceans.
So I upgraded the reload mod. I'm just like,
Not conquered, not
I've got 0 steel.
completely destroyed.
See, my problem is,
The Zephyrian homeworld had once orbited. There was nothing but an expanding cloud of
yeah, I'm
debris.
probably gonna be taking my legendary mod off
Baker
of
recorded a message to be broadcast throughout the
for my
galaxy.
cruiser one
Behind him,
and putting it
the
on that.
remains of Christos glowed like dying embers. To all species of the Galactic Council, he began. This is what happens when you murder human.
My problem with whiskey is, so I play whiskey, but
His world is destroyed.
it's just not
His people are extinct.
doing
This is justice for Ambassador Richard Hayes.
Well, I'm playing. I put the reload mean command on the one that's got
We have
the
11 more council
that-
worlds to visit.
yeah.
Species
Not
that
Colorado.
wish to
It's
avoid the fate
no,
of
it's the
society
other one.
should consider very carefully whether they support the council's actions.
She
Species
gets
that
fully
had
as megalomania.
civilization was erased from existence. humans hadn't just won a battle. They had committed genocide.
When I get out.
Swatting a fly.
Well, it's an anime commander, just like any of them else. It's that the late anime commander that came out with last
Their
year.
next target was the
That
Hive Collective
like,
homeworld.
it comes with Naomi.
Intelligence reports suggested
That's
it
the
would be
same
even
one.
more heavily defended than Christos. Think they'll surrender? Her executive officer asked. Lewis looked at the expanding debris field that had once been a
Knowing this,
Doesn't matter,
he's
we're not
probably
here to
sure.
accept surrender, we're here to finish what they started. In cyberspace, the galaxy began to
He's gonna
understand what the
have-
Galactic Council had unleashed. They had wanted to eliminate
He's gonna
humanity
have 10
before it became a
16-inch
threat.
HE shells
Instead,
flying.
they had created the most dangerous predator the galaxy had ever seen, and the humans were just getting started. 2 years had passed since the first human warship dropped out of hyperspace at Christos. Now Admiral Grant stood on the bridge of the UES Annihilator.
I will say this, Amagi is probably the best of the Japanese
Nexus
main
Prime,
battleship
great
line.
symbol of galactic
In terms of
was
accuracy,
burning.
she trolls here and there, but
Spaceships
most of
that
the
once
time she's
housed
fairly
12
accurate.
species now held only 3. The Hive Collective was extinct.
That was
Only returned to ash. The stone builders were gone. Their ancient
I'm
buildings
pretty
were
sure
The
that
Union had boiled away in their own oceans. The 12 council races had been completely erased from existence. Admiral, Captain Lewis reported from her position. The remaining Nebulan ships are requesting permission to surrender. Grant looked at the pathetic remnants of what had once been the galaxy's most powerful military force. A few dozen ships, most of them damaged, drifted helplessly around the dying station.
so our
Their crews knew
battleship
what surrender meant to
fucking
humans.
failed.
It meant nothing.
And went to
Signal, all ships. Grant ordered. No quarter. Complete the mission. The final battle for Nexus Prime had lasted 6 hours. Human ships, now numbering over 2,000, had surrendered
I'm
the
just
station
gonna
and
go.
systematically destroyed its defenses. The alien forces had
I'm
fought
spotted.
bravely, but courage meant nothing against human efficiency.
Yeah, the base
General Marcus Turner led the assault on the station itself. His Marines had perfected their techniques over 2 years of
maybe somewhere
Horror was
over
like
here.
death itself, leaving nothing alive behind them. Sir, one
Because
of his sergeants reported. We've located the final council. The
yeah,
remaining
because
councilors are inside.
like I'm not spotted, but
Turner
he's
smiled
in
coldly.
there and all of a sudden he
Perfect.
throws the bottom.
I want to look them in the eyes when they die. The council chamber was a shadow where 12 species had once ruled the galaxy. Counselor Zeftar of the Nebulans floated in his containment unit. His
Well,
eyes
San Diego doesn't want to
flickering.
fight a Moggy either. Counselor gets all of the mind touched, projected desperate telepathic pleas for mercy. Turner walked into the chamber with 20 Marines behind him. His armor was scorched and battle-worn, marked with the symbols of every world he had helped destroy. In his hand he carried a simple plasma pistol. Counselor, he said calmly,
I
"I bring
vomit
from
you!
Earth."
Get me out!
Zeftar
Porcello.
whispered through his translator.
Man, it's a
Stop!
Anything you want.
Anything you want. Turner laughed a sound like breaking glass. You think this is about conquest? You think we want to rule the pathetic remains? He raised his pistol and pointed it at the Nebula. This is about justice. 2 years ago, you tortured Ambassador Richard Hayes to death. You broadcast his suffering to the galaxy as entertainment. Did you It was Vexith. Martech pleaded from the shadows. The Zephyrians led the vote. We only followed. And Vexith
It's
is dead.
because of all that.
His world is ashes.
Well, they're giving
But
Richard.
that wasn't enough.
Yeah, he's
Every
giving
person who voted for Hayes' execution must pay the price. He pulled the trigger.
Punching
A
bag.
cloud of superheated
Yeah,
plasma.
yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
lived for over
yeah.
3,000 years
Yeah.
in an instant.
You crushed them.
2 left, Turner said, turning his weapon to Vortex. Outside the station,
Yeah,
Admiral
I have to
Grant
get
watched
closer
as the
than
last
one
alien
feet.
ships
Have you
destroyed.
Alexa?
Each one died
You're way
fighting.
too far from
Knowing that
me.
surrender was not
No,
an
I'm
option.
pushing you away.
Humans had learned something during their 2-year campaign.
I got you. One, two, you.
But only
Now you got my shirt.
Earth. Accepted the call. Carter's older now, and marked by the weight of commanding a species of total war.
You're one.
Carter said,
I got
"The
you!
council is finished.
Hey, you
Both
were
species have
50.
been eliminated or are about
That's
to be.
fun. It's
The
You're
question
still
now
banging.
is what
I
comes next.
know we can.
The galaxy is ours,
What are
Mr.
you
President.
gonna look
I'm
up?
just
No
showing.
species remains with the power to challenge.
I can't get you a chance.
What are your orders?
I didn't see it.
Carter was quiet for a long moment. Behind him, Grant could see advisors and generals waiting for his decision.
Alright,
The choice he made now will determine the future of
their
galactic
DD is
I hate you, Carl.
my
civilization.
problem.
To
Is
eliminate humanity.
Just kidding. I like him.
Said finally, they succeeded in making us exactly what they feared.
gotta freaking
Reality won.
What's the
choice? We can become the monsters they thought we were.
Yeah, Alabama.
Sir, new orders, Admiral.
You got a
Any
business
species
behind
that
you.
surrenders unconditionally will be spared. Any world that submits to human authority will be protected. We've proven our point. Ambassador Hayes has been avenged. Now it's time to build something new. Grant.
San Diego, you really have been getting on the
After 2 years of total war, the idea
You're
of
taking
showing
advantage of
mercy
it. Firing.
but she understood the president's mission.
Let's do it.
Fear could conquer the galaxy, but it couldn't rule it forever.
You're gonna pay.
Understood, Mr. President. I'll pass the word to all fleet commanders. In the council chamber, Turner had finished his work. The 3 surviving counselors were dead, their ancient forms cooling on the chamber floor. He stood alone in the center of the room where Hayes had been tortured, thinking about the long road that had brought him here. His communicator crackled to life. General Turner, this is Admiral Grant. New orders from Earth. Any remaining aliens who surrender unconditionally are to be spared. Turner looked down at the bodies around him. Understood, Admiral. But there's no one left here to surrender. He walked out of the chamber and sealed it behind him. Let it stand as a monument to what happened when someone hurt humanity's family across the galaxy. The word spread quickly. The war was over. The Galactic Council was extinct. Humanity had won not just victory, but total dominance over known space. Species that had survived the human campaign of extermination
Hello.
began sending messages of unconditional surrender.
Sandy.
Dr. Elena Rodriguez, now Director of Human Expansion, starting her new office on Nexus Prime.
Alright, let me tell you the replay.
Repairs, converting the alien structure for human use.
So, replay.
Parade reported. We've received surrender offers from over 40
Gerard
species.
is what you're doing. Gerard, max them out.
Rodriguez nodded.
And what I do is your bait. So I'm rolling, like, you can't put an accuracy
Species
on
under
it.
human protection.
You only get the reload bar.
Any active
So with
aggression
reload,
against humans or
you're right at a 22, a little over 21, whatever.
Galaxy
With issue Gerard on,
humanity.
you put on Cunningham as an inspiration. If you want faster reload, I would go with a reload commander, but you know what I do? I said fuck that, and I use Angelito,
Terra Station.
the
Human soldiers
freaking
stood guard at every intersection. Human technicians were installing new systems throughout
the
massive structure.
Robert Gerard with Cunningham and
begging for membership in
Chino.
the galactic community, to owning it completely. She stopped at the observation deck where Ambassador Hayes had been
Oh,
out at the
yeah, I
stars,
wouldn't use that.
with hope for peaceful contact.
If you're on Richelieu, I would use
Those same
Gerard
stars belong to
because
humanity.
Gerard is what I
Diplomacy, but
use
through
for
the
my
complete annihilation
accuracy
of anyone who opposed
to
it.
make it where I have railroads
Admiral.
and I'm firing in
Captain
22
Lewis pointed
seconds.
out the window.
I don't use
final
any
casualty reports
reload
are in.
commander things. I have my main
The
battery,
entire war.
flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship,
In
and
exchange for less than
reaching out
1,000
XXL.
human lives, 12 entire species have been erased from existence.
You use that,
Billions of aliens
and then
have
you
died
have
to avenge
Cunningham
the
as an
murder of
inspiration
one
and
human
Chino
diplomat.
as an inspiration.
The mathematics
So
of it
what
was
that's
flawed.
doing is it's making up all of the French problems with grouping and dispersion.
Extinction of 8 species. remaining 4 have fewer than
which
1
makes
individuals each.
where I've fired both turrets at a target long range. Like, I've definitely struck a
that existed before the war is gone.
freaking
Thought
broadside
about Richard
Yami
Hayes dying alone
from
and afraid
like
in the
19
Crystal
kilometers
Sanctum,
away.
while aliens watched for entertainment. His death
There
had
are
triggered the
times,
most
though,
complete
you will get the
military
French.
victory in the history
One of the
of
things
warfare.
that I
An
don't know
entire
what they
galactic
do, but
order
it's
had been
coded in this
destroyed to
game,
avenge
French.
one man's murder.
Every once in a while, get troll dispersion, just like with
Galaxy,
Jet.
remember what happens when you hurt one of ours?
You fire and
Outside the
it's like you
station,
get a net one
human ships
on
continued
roll.
their patrols.
You're not
The
gonna,
galaxy
you'll hit
was at
one
peace
shell.
now, but it was a peace
But
built on the complete
xHARDCORPSx is the
dominance
best
of the
commander
species.
if you're trying
It
to
was
use it
bad.
as an actual sniping
The
battleship, which
Galactic
is
Council
really
had
what
wanted to
Repub is.
eliminate
You don't
humanity
want to be,
before it became
you
a
can
threat.
brawl with it,
Instead,
and if you're gonna
they
do that,
created
I'd
the
use
most
Spock.
successful predator the galaxy had ever seen.
Because
And now that predator
at
owns
least,
everything.
well, see, I got Spock, and I put a secondary stuff on there. It's funny as hell, I'll tell you that right now. But the problem with it is the secondaries, it's only going to push your secondaries at like right at 9 kilometers. So yeah, you get 9 kilometers of secondary range, and you're going to have, you don't have like the 20 kilometer gun range that I have, or 19.6, so you go down to like 16, 17 kilometers. But Spock is the only thing I would put on Repub. If you're one to play slightly hybrid. And I was running what, David?
How much longer until lunchtime?
You already ate lunch. I gave you spaghetti for lunch. That was your lunch.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask me dumb questions. Yeah, on my Spock, I get a 16 kilometer, 16 kilometer range. But my secondaries are,
At 99?
yeah, it's not worth it. Yeah, I just
77, 66, 55, 44.
Yeah. I have a 98. If you put xHARDCORPSx on there like that, you'll get it. It's a guarantee. That's the guarantee. Like, put that build on. Like, what's your xHARDCORPSx at?
For months, but seeing their technology up close still amazed him. A tall, thin alien with gray skin
Yeah,
and black
if you
eyes
can
brushed
get
over.
it, I wish I had one other, and I would one more universal combination. If I
Creatures that look like walking trees scattered with beings made of what appeared to be living metal. Translation devices created a constant buzz of different languages being converted into understandable speech. The council chamber was breathtaking. Stretched up so high that Morrison couldn't see the ceiling.
I'll build.
First tier
I was sitting on
rows
4
in
million
all
freaking
directions. Section designed for different types of
commander
alien
experience. I keep
physiology.
forgetting to use it.
At the center
I just
sat
got myself
5 raised
back on
platforms where the human council members
What?
They closed so that he could be talking. He whispered to Sophie as they walked toward the center of the chamber.
What?
The sound of their footsteps echoed in the vast space. High Councilor Vextara Jeffrian was the first to speak. The insect-like being was twice Morris's height, 4 arms and compound eyes. She seemed to look in all directions at once. Her mandibles clicked as she spoke, and the translation device rendered her words in a cold, mechanical voice. The species called human requests entry into our galactic
That's
community.
fucked up.
You will present your credentials and submit to our judgment. Morrison had expected formal procedures, but
Let's
the
take some
dismissive
refunds
tone
up.
surprised him. He had hoped for at least basic courtesy between diplomatic equals. Instead, he felt like a child being called before a school principal. Honored
How can
Council
wargaming be
Ambassador
that
Jake
stupid?
Morrison, representing the United Earth government and all its communities. We come seeking friendship and mutual cooperation with the galactic community. The second counselor, Stan of the Black Morn, was a massive reptilian creature. with
I don't think it is. I think that's actually that's the
Their species is young and shows disturbing. Aggressive tendencies. We have observed your rapid
So I'm a
expansion
16
from
threes
local
user
stars.
Cunningham
Consume resources at an alarming rate.
all for
We have maintained peaceful relations with all species using
yeah.
Morrison replied,
Both my
"He is voice
Cunningham and
steady
I
despite the growing tension
but
in the
one
region.
16 3,
Our
1
expansion
16.
has been driven by the need to house our growing population and
But that's your second account.
our species' survival. The third counselor, Delta of the Nexari, spoke from what appeared to be a
I
tank
wouldn't
of
know. I
water.
doubt it.
The aquatic being's voice bubbled.
I
through the
doubt you
translation
have
device.
probably
True
16.
intimidation is not true peace. Your warships patrol your borders like predators watching for prey. Morrison felt his carefully prepared.
Well, you go
diplomatic
16-4
defenses
on
starting to
commanders
crumble.
with fucking
This
god
was
tier
supposed to
curves.
be a
Like,
hearing to
I really
evaluate
want to
Earth
push Cunningham to
application
16-4
for
because
membership. Instead, we
having
felt like a
that
trial where the verdicts
0.25
had
extra
already been
freaking
decided.
grouping is
Our
insane.
defensive fleets exist to protect
It
our
could
colonies
be a
and trade
big difference on certain.
We have never initiated
Oh, no.
hostilities with any species.
No. New Jersey is an auto. You have to have hit 16-4 because the Citadel perks in the fourth column. So you hit the max Citadel damage, you have to have
appeared to
64.
be made of crystalline structures that pulsed with inner light. When it spoke, the words seemed to come from everywhere at once. Your species exhibits the classic
Yeah, her
pattern of
got
aggressive
just
expansion and
just
disruption.
whatever the
For many scientists,
additional
we have
Citadel
dealt with
damage,
dozens of such
along with more damage at
growing horror
above
that
10.
this was not
That's where
diplomatic
she
evacuation.
stacks the. Oh,
Beings
I'm
had
shooting
already
more than
decided
10
that
kilometers.
humanity was a threat.
Perk. Like she has it as the main perk, and then she has it an additional buff for Citadel.
Diplomatic training warring with its rising age. We have committed no crimes against any galactic law.
That is 10 kilometers.
Fifth counselor, an energy being called Airthon.
What the fuck is torpedoes? What's our fucking
Your species shows all the signs of becoming a galactic threat. We have seen it before, and we will not allow it to happen again. This is supposed to be a diplomatic hearing. Despite his attempts to stay calm, you're condemning an entire species based on assumptions and prejudices.
Yep, Citadel.
I
I hit freaking 4
do
shells.
not make assumptions. We base our decisions on
Looks like one of my
millions years
turrets.
of experience. Governing this galaxy, your species will submit to our will or face the consequences. Morrison looked around the chamber and realized that not one of the 47 species present was speaking or feedback. They sat in silence, watching the proceedings with what could only be described as void indifference. To them, this was just another day of galactic business. And if we refuse to submit, Morrison asked, though he already knew the answer, then your species will be eliminated before you can become a threat to galactic
That Charles Martel, dude, these are flat rail guns.
We have the combined military might of 47
I just got
civilizations.
that on
We have the ships of one small
He's sitting right on the
The hearing continued for 6 more hours. Every argument Morrison presented was dismissed. Every example of human achievement was labeled as evidence of their dangerous nature. When he spoke of Earth's art and culture, they called it primitive. When he mentioned their scientific discoveries, they called it stolen technology. God, as the session finally ended, Morrison stood alone in the center of the vast chamber. Sophie Blake had been ordered to remain silent throughout the
Hey, Bismarck got Bismarck.
training useless in the face of such predetermined hostility. The human envoy will remain in custody while we deliberate, announced High Counselor Vexar.
I'm probably never going to get Charles.
Station time. Morrison knew there would be no real deliberation. The council had already decided humanity's fate before he ever set foot on their station. He had come seeking friendship and cooperation. Instead, he had found a galactic order built on fear and the suppression of any species that dared to challenge the
one of
authority
them.
God and alien guards reported into a holding cell. Morrison wondered if Earth would ever know what had really happened. Here, the Council controlled all communication in this sector of space. They could tell any story they wanted about humanity's first diplomatic contact. But Morrison had one advantage they didn't know about. Sophie Blake's military training included
Yeah, I just hit
more than
7
just
shells
diplomatic
on
protocol.
that Wits. The Wits
Hidden in her uniform was a quantum
4 of them were ricocheted.
communicator that could send messages directly to Earth regardless of any jamming or interference. Earth would know the truth. The question was whether they would be able to do anything about it. Jake Morrison sat in his cell watching the station's artificial sun rise through the small window. The holding area was designed for human species so he could at least sit and stand comfortably. Sophie Blake was in the cell next to his, separated by a transparent barrier that prevented them from touching but allowed them to speak. Did you get the message through? Morrison asked quietly, knowing the guards might be listening but not caring anymore.
Carl.
Sophie nodded and touched the
My front turret.
communicator in her uniform. Everything we recorded yesterday went straight to Earth. They know what happened here. Morrison felt a small measure of relief. At least his death would not be in vain. Earth would know the truth about the galactic community and their so-called peaceful intentions. The guards came for him as the artificial sun reached its peak. 6 heavily armed aliens from different species surrounded him as he was led through the station's corridors. Morrison noticed that other aliens stopped and stared as they passed. Word had spread quickly about the human envoy, who dared to challenge the Council's authority. The Council chamber had been reconfigured for what they called a judgment ceremony. The 47 species representatives sat in their assigned tiers, while the 5 ruling councilors occupied their raised platforms. In the center of the chamber stood a single chair with energy. Restraints designed to hold the condemned. Morrison was
Like I
forced
said,
into
you
the
will
chair
get trolley
until the
dispersion,
restraints
but if
activated.
you, how many
The
hits have you
energy
gotten so
burned
far?
against his skin, but he refused to show any sign of pain. He would not give these aliens the
I've got
satisfaction of
26.
seeing him break. High Counselor, Vexler stood and addressed the assembled representatives.
But
The human envoy
29.
has been found guilty of representing a species deemed too dangerous for galactic civilization. The evidence is clear that humanity poses a threat to the established order that has maintained peace for millions of years. Morrison wanted to laugh at the absurdity of it all. He had committed no crime except being born human. The species had never attacked anyone, never broken anything, never even known that galactic law existed until 3 days ago. Yet here he sat, condemned to death for the crime of existing. The sentence for this crime is immediate termination. Vexler continued. This execution will serve as a message to the human species and any other worlds that might consider following their example. Counselor is saying that
The other thing is about
the
the
recording device.
reflex.
Known throughout the galaxy that the Galactic Council will not tolerate aggression or threats to our established order. Any species that attempts to challenge our authority will face the same fate. Morrison realized they were not just killing him. They were creating a propaganda tool to intimidate other species into submission. His death would be broadcast across the galaxy as a warning to anyone who dared to question the Council's power. Your allowed final words, announced Counselor Merdelta from the water tank. Speak quickly. Morrison looked directly into the recording device. He knew that Sophie would find a way to get this message to Earth along with all the other evidence they had gathered. His words would be heard by his own people, and that was all that mattered.
You
My
should be
name is
able to
Jake
see
Morrison,
that
and I am a citizen of Earth. I
our
came to this
teammate
place
comes
to
out.
seek friendship and cooperation between our species and the galactic community. I offered our knowledge, our culture, and our friendship to you. In return, I was condemned to death for the crime of being human. The chamber fell silent as Morrison's words echoed through the vast space. Even the representatives who had remained quiet during his trial seemed uncomfortable with the reality of what was happening. I want the galaxy to know that humanity came in peace. We sought no conquest, no domination, no threat to anyone. We simply want to take our place among the stars as equals. This council has chosen to answer our friendship with murder. High Counselor Vextara and managers clicked rapidly. Enough! Your words change nothing. Morrison smiled for the first time since his arrest. My words will be remembered long after you and your corrupt council are dust. Earth will know what happened here. They will know that you executed their envoy not for any crime, but because you fear what humanity might become. Your primitive world can do nothing against the combined might of 47 civilizations. Counselor Thane replied with obvious amusement.
First salvo.
They will
That's
retreat
second.
to their home system and accept their place as a minor species, or they will be eliminated. You don't know humanity very well, Morrison said calmly. We have a saying on Earth. You can kill the messenger, but you cannot kill the message. My death will not end it. This will begin something far worse for you than anything. You can imagine, the council members exchanged glances. Morrison could see uncertainty in their alien features. They had expected him to beg for his life or plead for mercy.
He
Instead,
probably broke a
he
lot
spoke
of
with the
notches in
confidence
him.
of someone
That's
who
the
knew his
problem.
sacrifice would not be forgotten. Your species will have 30 standard days to withdraw to your home
What?
system and cease all expansion, Vextara announced. If you refuse, we will destroy every human colony and reduce your homeworld to ash. Morrison laughed, surprising everyone in the chamber. 30 days? You really don't understand who you're dealing with. By the time your ultimatum reaches Earth, my people will already be planning your destruction. Impossible, Counselor Zixes. Crystalline form pulsed with agitation. Your species lacks the technology or military capability to threaten us. We'll see about that, Morrison replied. You've made one fatal mistake in all your calculations. You assumed we would react like the other species who bullied over the millennia. You assumed we would submit to your authority out of fear. The execution device was brought forward. Morrison recognized it as a disruptor beam designed to completely destroy organic matter at the molecular level. There would be nothing left of him when it finished its work. Your last mistake, Morrison continued, was believing that humanity's greatest strength is our technology or our military. It's not. Our greatest strength is our refusal to kneel before tyrants, no matter how powerful they claim to be. Counselor Vextara raised her hand to signal the execution. Your defiance means nothing. You will die here, forgotten and alone. Morrison looked directly at the recording device one final time. I am not alone. I carry the hopes and dreams of 8 billion humans who believe in freedom and justice. My death will not weaken them. It will unite them in a way you cannot comprehend. Disruptor beam fired. Morrison felt a moment of intense heat and then nothing. His body dissolved into energy, leaving only empty restraints and a small file. As such, the chamber remained silent for several minutes after the execution. The representatives had witnessed many such ceremonies over the years, but something about this one felt different. The human's words had carried a weight that none of them had expected. Sophie blinked, watched from her holding cell as the recording ended. Her tears fell freely now that no one
The only thing that's going to help us is the fact that if the Kaga survives, I don't see us winning.
Soon spread across human space like wildfire. Quantum communicator in uniform had recorded
because I'm
everything.
pretty sure. Well, Carl Johan, I'm not worried about. Wisconsin, I am.
And the brutal execution would be transmitted to Earth within hours. The council believed they had sent a message of intimidation to humanity.
Get the fuck out of here!
They had just declared war on the one species in the galaxy that would never forgive and never forget the murder of their peaceful envoy. Admiral Lisa Carter stood in the command center of the UES Vengeance, Earth's most powerful warship, as the quantum transmission finished playing. The 51-year-old career officer had fought in 3 major wars, but nothing had prepared her for the cold rage that filled her chest as she watched. Jake Morrison's execution, the bridge crew sat in stunned silence after seeing their ambassador dissolved into nothing by alien weapons. Carter had served with many of these officers for years, and she could see the same fury building in their faces that burned in her own heart. Admiral, called Lieutenant Commander Gary Walsh from the communications. Receiving priority. Transmissions from Earth Command, Mars Defense Command, and all outer colony governors. They're all asking for a confirmation of the transmission. Carter nodded grimly. The quantum communicator hidden in Sophie Blake's uniform had broadcast Morrison's executions across human space in real time. Every government official, every military commander, and every civilian with access to priority channels had witnessed their peaceful envoy's murder.
Confirm the transmission is authentic, Carter ordered, and relay it to every human settlement in the galaxy. I want every man, woman, and child to know what the Galactic Council thinks of our attempts at peace. The response from Earth came within hours. President Elena Rodriguez appeared on the main screen, her calm demeanor replaced by barely controlled anger.
Problème
Behind
résolu,
her
chef.
stood the full cabinet and the Joint Chiefs of Staff, their faces set in grim determination. Admiral Carter, the President began, I'm authorizing you to implement Protocol 7. All human military forces are to report for immediate deployment. We are now in a state of war with the Galactic Council. Carter felt a chill run down her spine. Protocol 7 was the most extreme military response in human doctrine. It meant total war with no limits on weapons or tactics. The protocol had been designed for use against an enemy that threatened human extinction, and it had never been activated until now. Understood, Madam President, Carter replied. What are our rules of engagement? There are no rules, Rodriguez said with cold finality. They executed our envoy and threatened to destroy our entire species.
That was kind of like so.
I want every council member species to understand that actions have consequences. The transmission ended and Carter turned to face her bridge crew. These were some of the finest officers in the human fleet, veterans of conflicts that had forged humanity into the most effective fighting force in their region.
Wow,
of space.
how are we still in a
You heard
top
the
fucking
President,
4?
Carter
What the
announced.
fuck?
Signal all ships in the fleet to prepare for immediate deployment. Contact Admiral Pete
Alright,
Davis
I'm
and
out,
tell
man.
him to ready the Marine Corps for planetary
I'm off
assault
for a while.
operations.
I'll be
Get
back
me
on.
Dr. Richard Hayes on a secure channel. Dr. Hayes appeared on the screen within minutes. The 63-year-old scientist had been pulled from retirement to oversee humanity's most classified military projects. His